Let's hit those unemployment figures straight away at the top of the bulletin. Devan Murugan from the Money Desk is with us. 2.2 million people have lost their jobs between April and June. Devan, good afternoon to you. First of all, let's talk about this anomaly. Q1, just over 30%. There's a decline. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. So what is the official unemployment rate now, Jeremy? It's 23.3%. Let's bring those numbers up to show you very quickly. So we have the official unemployment rate, as you said, bit of an anomaly, 30.1% in the first 3 months of the year. But now one would have expected that to go much higher. It didn't. It's 23.3%. Why did that happen? Well, Stats SA really stressing today, Jeremy, that the reason why that number seems lower or is lower is because the official definition of unemployment requires an individual to be looking for a job. Those people would fall under the official definition of unemployment. During those heavy lockdown months between April and June, people were simply at home not looking for jobs. They didn't fit into the definition, so they were not considered. Therefore, that unemployment rate officially dropping to 23.3%. If you want a clearer idea, Jeremy, of how bad the unemployment situation is in this country, a better figure, a more accurate one, will be the expanded definition. What does that include? It includes everyone that has been discouraged and not looking for work but are still without jobs. That rate sits at 42% on the dot. It means, Jeremy, that 10.3 million South Africans are without work in this country.
We can look at the expanded definition, then we can also go beyond that and what a lot of people call the unofficial employment rate, which some put as high as 60%.
Yes, indeed. Now, it depends what bracket you're looking at there. But I tell you what, to get a better idea of what that means, let's bring up the next graphic, because this shows you what happened to the different sectors during those months between April and June. So the formal sector of this economy, and by the way, I'm speaking to the 2.2 million figure we announced at the start of the story. What is that made up of? The formal sector losing 1.2 million jobs. That's what Stats SA tells us. You go into that. The informal sector, 640,000 people lost work in that sector. Flip this over and you'll get an understanding of what happened in the agricultural sector. We'll see that in a moment. The agricultural sector, part of that 2.2 million jobs lost, 66,000 people losing work in that area. But of course, Jeremy, this is an interesting one. Private households. I mean, these include domestic workers, gardeners, people doing work on private properties. Take a look at that figure. 311,000 people lost work in homes.
And if we mine down even further, the proverbial ticking time bomb, the one that worries us all the time and perhaps would be exacerbated this time around, are the youth of South Africa.
Yeah, and the gloomy thing is, even if you don't want to be gloomy, it's the future of the country. This is the forecast. People between the age of 15 to 24, when that bracket is considered, the unemployment rate in that area sits at 52.3%. Of course, some people would put that, or analysts will put that even more, depending on how you calculate it. But that's a staggering figure. It talks to us, Jeremy, about what the future is as far as jobs are concerned for youngsters in this country looking to find their place in this economy. It's staggering.